What is going on YouTube? Welcome back guys to a brand new video. Today we'll be talking about the best midterm investments, a video on this channel that I've never done before. But before we hop into this guys, I do gotta mention, join the Discord comment section or in the description. Please, we are one of the fastest, in my opinion, fastest and best growing communities guys. I'm literally not even kidding when I say this. Like, this community is so dope and I'm very blessed to have you guys as my subscribers and my followers. You guys mean more than that. I just gotta say that, like, the relationships I'm building with some of y'all is kind of crazy. We are literally talking about everything, bro, buying the reveals and stuff. So it's really great. It's really cool. And if you guys want to be part of this, please go ahead and join below. And also, I do gotta mention, if you want to go ahead and support your boy, go ahead and join the memberships down below for $4.99 a month. Just think about it. It's a Pokemon pack, right? That's about it. And you get to support me. So go ahead and do that. You do get exclusive videos and shorts below. And last thing, I'm not a financial advisor, so please take this for your own advice. Now let's hop into this video guys. I'm pretty interested because, in fact, I've never done a video like this on this channel. It's one of the few things that I really never do, which is I never make videos on midterm investments, because as an investor, I always think it's best to always strive for long term, but switching it up for the content base, because I've been doing a long term for kind of repetitive now, and I think some of you guys want to see something different or a little bit. In fact, that's one of the few things I did get recommended in my Discord, which was not switching it up, but just doing something a little bit different. Midterm investments. Talking about 151, we'll be talking about that. And literally, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll answer them. So I always do this. If you guys are a just constant viewer, I always like to take a look at Prismatic Evolutions, because this is the gold in the Pokemon market right now. In fact, it's one of the few things I always like to do every video, because it determines where the market as a whole is at right now. First up, we have the Prismatic Super Premium Collection. This is still looking pretty good, honestly, in terms of affordability. Obviously, I do gotta mention, the Prismatic is not really part of the video today, at least for some of it. I like to just go over the products to see where the market is as a whole. We are about to see Umbreon EX guys go down. This is going to be a world history. Umbreon EX is about to hit a market price of nearly $900, so we're passing by the $1,000 mark. We're dropping below that. We're seeing a lot of cards honestly drop dramatically, and it's a good thing for some of us and a bad thing for others. Obviously, it makes sense. We all have different goals in our opinion. Obviously, if I had to relate this to the video for midterm growth, I would actually not do this, because this is more so of a long-term product, but we'll get to that later. And then we have take a look at the ETB. Now, funny enough, the ETB is actually one of the products I'll be talking about in today's video for the midterm growth, because it's really interesting, as if the Elite Trainer box has a little bit of an interesting pathway. I'm not gonna lie when I say this to you guys. I've been doing some research on Pokemon, just in general, and looking at the ETB growth. In my opinion, we'll be talking about 151 later. And if you look at 151 guys, where it's at today, right, 151 ETBs in particular, these things have just been growing and growing, and there's a reason behind that. These have just not been getting reprinted, and I made it very clear to myself that ETBs really do have a specific print run. In fact, it's one of the few things that Pokemon, in my opinion, doesn't really reprint often, and if they do, it's either limited or available, if that makes sense. And obviously, the market does not lie, numbers do not lie. It's very important, guys, to be honest as an investor. Look at this growth, right? Obviously, the buy volume has shifted from people paying nearly freaking $300 for an ETB, as you guys can see right here. This was the highest buying opportunity, and right now they're kind of low. I'm looking at the numbers below, by the way. And I think that the ETB is an interesting product, because I want to relate it to the Prismatic ETB. At the end of the day, how much longer does the ETB have in print? I do want to say one thing though, because ETBs like Surging Sparks, Journey Together, those are different in a way, because they have a booster box. So the booster box does play a little bit of a role in the print run, because when we want to get packs from a special set, in particular like Prismatic Evolutions, the only way we get a high buy volume at a good price is usually by the ETBs. That's just a simple question. We want to open some packs of the set, we'll go for the Elite Trainer box. So my initial thought is maybe Pokemon will go ahead and have this in stock a little bit longer. I'm not saying, guys, that Prismatic ETBs are out of print right now. In fact, I don't believe that. But relating to this video for midterm growth, and I should probably say this. I should have probably said this in the beginning of this video. I don't know why I said this. I'm really sorry. So my definition of midterm, all right? Everyone has different definitions, guys. I do want to make that clear. No one has the same ideas. I could say my long term is like 3 to 5 years. Someone can say their short term, whatever. We'll get to that. My midterm growth is 2 to 3 years. That's my definition of it. You can disagree, you can agree, you can do whatever you want, but that's my definition. Your midterm definition might be 1 to 3 years. Your midterm definition might be 6 months to a year. Everyone has different ideas, but this isn't mine, and I feel like this has worked for me if I were to invest. So this is my definition. I should probably make that pretty clear. Relating that to the Prismatic ETBs, I do think that Prismatic ETBs, guys, do fit in the category of long-term and midterm, and short-term as well, I guess, if you're a scalper or whatever. And I'm not saying scalpers, are quote-unquote really bad, because I'm not trying to trip myself up here, but we'll get to short-term in a few minutes or maybe in the next video. But, some people just want to flip it right off the bat. And at the end of the day, guys, I have to address it because, it happens. I'm not going to say I hate scalpers, right? Because what is that going to do me, bro? They're still going to exist. They're still going to do what they want. And you have to take them into consideration, because that is why the Pokemon market is where it's at today, right? So take that into consideration, okay? Thank you. For midterm, Prismatic ETBs, I feel like are going to have this growth if I had to draw it out for you guys, right? I feel like they're going to have this growth. There's going to be like this for the first year, I feel like we're at today. In fact, I do think we're going to go down a little bit because the hype might leave the market. But I do think during the midterm, when we pass by like the official first year and this like the 2 year and this is the 3 year mark, I think we might see a slow uptick in gain. And then maybe we'll see something. I did say in a previous video, and I'm not trying to be hypocritical, that I think Prismatic ETB will go close or near MSRP. And a lot of people support that and say that. And let me rephrase that. When I say close or near MSRP, I'm not talking it's going to hit $55 in Elite Trainer box. I'm talking $70 to $80 to be considerable. Because look at guys, we hit an all-time low of 95. If we just slash out another $15 out of that, that's literally $80. That's less than 1.5, I believe, and that might be 1.5 MSRP. So that's really, really good. We're getting really close to it. And we're only 6 months in, guys, into this Pokemon hype. So keep that into consideration. I think the ETBs could go both ways, honestly. But if you're looking for midterm growth, I do think that Elite Trainer box is a risky investment to go for because we don't know what's going to happen. I feel like this is probably the bullish area, bull thought for it. Some people are going to think the ETBs to be like this for the first year, and then some people are going to think like it to be like this, and boom, 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 and then we'll get close to MSRP. And then, obviously, like every other Pokemon product, we'll see the uptick in gain, because that's just what we see. And then they'll probably sell right here for the midterm. I would call this the bearish, I guess you could call, for where the market will be like right here. A lot of people have different opinions, man, about this stuff, and it's really interesting. It's really hard to agree and disagree with all of you guys because we all have different thoughts, bro, and as an investor, I try to make things very clear and honest in my decision, and I do feel like this is probably going to be like the neutral one, like people who think this is what it's going to be. For the first year, I think the ETB will be like this, and then probably maybe someone just says it's stagnant for the first, 3 years, whatever, whoever says that. But I think the most realistic one, in my opinion, is probably going to be this, right? I think it's be the bearish. That's too big. Why do I say this? Is because Pokemon is going to reprint this, guys. If you've not been paying attention to what's really been going on in the market, and I like using Pokénotify for an example, and I gotta throw this in there. Who catch the Pokemon Center ETB restock? This was crazy. It literally just freaking happened. It's insane. So it is kind of nuts when I say that. And GameStop and everything like that is releasing the product as well. So it is really kind of nuts at this stuff, just the amount of volume that's getting released. It's always great to take that into consideration when looking into markets and stuff like that. And I do feel like this is probably going to be the most honest with it, because at the end of the day, guys, if I go back to this graph, let me see, oops. How do I do this, bro? Okay, just trying to use this better. I talked about this graph a lot in some of my previous videos. Some of you guys do know I like talking about this one. Practically the scalpers versus product is a very, very controversial thing that's going on in the market right now. Practically what I'm saying is that the product is finally out-voluming the scalpers, and you guys could see this right here. I would say this is the scalpers right now, and this is the product. To prove my point, I always like to take a look at Prismatic, because I always say this is like where the market is really headed right now, guys. Past 6 months, or past, what is it? I think we should probably go to, because this, we'll take a look at this. I like this. Past year, we've had an all-time high of Prismatic ETBs, guys, of $150. We've had an all-time low since of $95. So we're obviously seeing the demand shift. I mean, look at this. Past 6 months, down 28%. We're around it to 30%. We're seeing this happen because there's so much product getting involved in the market. The people who quick flip, guys, the people who quick flip, the scalpers, whatever you want to call them, they're losing more and more money by the day. And if we look at the broad graph, they're gonna end up losing, and we'll see MSRP happen again. We'll see it eventually happen. Not saying anytime soon, but we saw it, guys, with the 2020 hype. This is nothing too crazy. And I also did draw this. The Prismatic set is a new set, so I might want to change this around because maybe it won't look like that, to be honest. But maybe more so, we'll see a slight decline in the price. But you guys have to remember, it's a new set, like 151. We're still seeing 151 getting reprinted. Obviously, not the ETB, but we're still seeing booster bundles and stuff getting reprinted, which proves my point that it's still out there. Obviously, that's getting scalped and the price is still high, but my point is just the product that's getting released. Next up, I do want to talk about surging sparks for midterm growth, because I want to talk about a very, very, guys, a very honest thing in my opinion. If you guys have surging sparks in your collection right now, more particularly the ETB, I would highly recommend, in my personal opinion, switching your Elite Trainer box for the Prismatic. This is a very obvious, I think. Here, let me go up to you. Hey bro, I have a surging sparks ETB. Would you want to trade your surging sparks ETB for? Let me rephrase that. That's not gonna go right. Okay, someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, I have a surging sparks ETB or a Prismatic Elite Trainer box ETB. Without the prices involved, which one will see stronger pricing growth? Which one will see? Oh my God, which one will see the stronger growth?" You're 99% of you are gonna say Prismatic Evolutions, and I agree with you. So it's funny enough, guys, that this is literally, I mean, it's honestly a bit less, to be honest. You could probably, I mean, what are these going for? 105? These are going for 110. Yeah, that's an even swap in my opinion. Of course, Elite Trainer boxes do have a specific reprint than other sets, and it's kind of scary that this set has not reprinted the ETBs yet, because I was expecting that by now. But anyway, I would highly recommend you guys switching these for midterm growth. This does have to go with the midterm because possibly even long term, I guess you could say. This could swap it to that. That's why it's so hard to make this video, because like I always, my mindset is always on the long term, because if it's on the long term, bro, you're always guaranteed to win. Always. It's such a great thing. And midterm, I still think you're gonna win, but you can do what you want, you can do what you say. I would just want to throw that out there. If any of you guys have surging sparks ETBs, possibly switch them over for Prismatic, because Prismatic is way more in hype than surging. The chase cards and everything are way more expensive. And this set is just pretty interesting right now in terms of pricing and where we're at in the market. It's really funny. A surging sparks ETB, guys, theoretically, if we were to go back to the OG days, is the same price right now as a booster box. That's crazy. It's really crazy. I just can't believe it, but I don't know why they haven't been out there that much, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, I'm just throwing that out there, guys, because I do think it's a bit interesting. And in fact, just one opinion I do have. Next up, we're going to get into the behemoth of things, guys. We'll be talking about 151, and we're relating that to the midterm growth. If I go back down here, I think 151 for midterm growth is out of the question, because we've passed that phase of midterm growth for this set, because this set released in 2023. And right now, guys, we're about to pass the 2-year anniversary mark. And I usually say this in every video, the 2 to 3 to possibly 4-year mark of a set usually indicates the end of the print. And I think 151 is a great example of what we'll see happen in the next, few years, for my definition of midterm. I think the thing that will always be affordable, in my opinion, is going to be the booster bundle, because if we look at the past year graph or whatever, I don't think the year's graph is a good example of that. Most importantly, the past month or 3 months, they've always been, and I'll show you guys this, they've always been around the $60 mark, right? Look at this trend. Also here too, maybe not there, for example, but you guys can see, look at this, all 60, 65, 65. Just recently, we've seen an uptick towards $73, which is kind of freaking crazy in my opinion. So I think 151 has switched over from midterm to long term. I do gotta say that, guys, because I like to play midterm with a lot of newer sets, because you're always guaranteed to exit the market quickly and enter back in at a reasonable price. But I do think 151 is officially reaching out, guys, out of the print zone. I think we're seeing 151, in my opinion. I mean, look at it. The data's proving my point as well. I could be totally wrong about this, but past month up 9%. That's pretty crazy, guys, for this. I mean, this thing has been really stagnant at the $65 mark, 66, whatever. We've officially seen it cross the $73 mark. In fact, this is literally an all-time high, so we're passing that as well. And I think this is what we're going through right now. I know a lot of 151 has been seen recently at a lot of stores, including GameStop, Best Buy, and a lot of those major retailers. But I think that possibly, if you have 151 in your collection, I would highly recommend either holding it right now for long-term growth, or I would highly recommend being very cautious on what you do with your collection for 151, because this set, in my opinion, is going to see really strong growth long term. We can all agree on that. We know that. It's just how we do with it. So I think I had someone in my Discord, let me see, asking me in my thing. I always like to see 151 coverage, especially since there are no booster boxes for it. So people will want to open packs of this set. So if you guys do want, the ETB, in my opinion, is way too expensive to invest in my opinion. If you want to invest in 151, definitely, probably the booster bundle is the best way to go. I'm not saying to pay right now the third-party prices. You could be a little bit risky, like I am right now, because I always like to be a little bit risky with my stuff. And go ahead and invest in Blooming Waters, which I did talk about a long time. I think this is a great investment. In fact, it's literally one of the cheapest 151 investments. You get 12 packs for 115. Theoretically, this is cheaper than a booster bundle, because you buy a booster bundle right now for the current price of 73 times 2, 144. So you're oh my god, this is a great video to make a video on right now, guys. Shit, I should probably do this. You're probably saving 30% right now if you invest in Blooming Waters. And I haven't seen no Blooming Waters left. I'm gonna be completely honest. Even though I've seen it at Costco with the 2-pack bundle coming out, I have not seen it at Target. I managed to pick it up, bro. I'm so blessed. Amen. That's what I say, bro. Whenever I could get a product, bro, because I managed to get this at Target, guys. Literally, bro, 3 weeks ago. I'm so happy I did, because I'm never gonna see this again, in my opinion. And right now, if I report this correctly, I have 24 packs of 151 in my collection, just 2 Blooming Waters. So that's always a great thing to happen. Got it, MSRP, baby. Let's go. And yeah, I think, just take your own toll on it. Hopefully I answered your question. But now to get to the real answer, guys, I think this is the best midterm investment. In fact, I'm staying pretty clear on this. Journey Together. I feel like this set, it's not hyped. It's not. It's not one of the sets that are like, let's go, oh my, I got Journey Together. It's a set that are like, okay, let's go, I got Journey Together, Hopefully that made sense. But I do think this set does have some potential for midterm growth. Within 2 to 3 years, guys, I think this set is probably a gemstone to invest in, because this set is still really, really new. It came out this year, just a few months ago, or just oh my. We're gonna see so much print of this set, in my opinion, and I think going into any product here is pretty smart. For example, if you invest in an ETB, it literally could repeat Surging Sparks and be at 110 for right now $60, and I bet you guys could find this set at MSRP eventually in the next few months. And the booster boxes for 200, the chase card for 130 is still really strong. You guys can literally get a booster bundle right now as we speak for literally just above $5 to $10 over retail, which is really good. I mean, come on, that's really strong. And I mean, I say this because I just want to be honest with you guys. I think Journey Together is going to see a very good midterm, how do I say this? Midterm goal. I think we're going to see this set be a very good representation of what midterm growth is. And what I mean by that, as if I think the booster box for this set, oh, my shirt didn't record. Okay, my pen hit the computer. I think, you know, investing into the Journey Together, guys, Pokemon Center ETB for 120, bro, that's a freaking good thing, good price, because I don't know if these are getting reprinted anytime soon, but this is pretty strong. Next, you know, 2 to 3 years, guys, this will probably be a $240 ETB, and I say that confidently because it's Pokemon Center, so I can say that in terms of how rare this is going to be. Now, it will not be like an ETB you'll see in your Target or GameStop, and you could definitely flip it for midterm, or obviously hold it for long term, which proves my point, always hold long term, chat. And I don't know, I just think this set is a really good idea right now. I think the set is, in my opinion, really affordable for third party, and I feel like where we're at in the Pokemon market, where Destined Rivals is, which Destined Rivals is honestly a different video. I'm not going to categorize Destined Rivals into midterm, because I do think that the products are just a little bit too expensive. I think the ETBs right now are like $90. The Journey Taylor right now are like, what, 75? So it's not that big of a difference, but it makes that difference in terms of defining it for midterm right now. And I'm saying, guys, if you want, wait a few more months, you'll see probably Journey Together go down a little bit lower than where it's at right now. And I think this would be a strong investment for midterm. That's just my opinion. And I do want to end it off, guys, by going over what we have today, which is going to be Black Bolt White Flare, which is officially getting released in July, I believe. Yes, sir, July, I think. And the market price for this set right now is pretty crazy, in my opinion. If we look it up, Black Bolts. But these sets always have this, bro. It's kind of crazy. Make this better. We can see it, guys, right now that the set is performing a bit interesting. We can see that the booster bundles right now are pre-selling for 67. The ETBs are pre-selling for 130. And where is the Pokemon Center? It's going for 350 right now. I would highly recommend waiting, but it's always a good idea to look at the pre-sales of the products, because it gives you an idea on what the next set will foreshadowed be at. However, keep in mind, and I can't stress this enough, the pre-sale prices are always going to be 3 times higher than what the set will be like on release, so keep that in mind. ETBs, booster bundles, binary collections are all going to drop significantly when the set comes out, so do not pre-sale any product ever. I'm saying that confidently, unless it's a product that will never get reprinted. You could do your own calls, but just wait, just trust me on this. I don't know. I think this set's going to be a lot of people are saying this set's either going to be a flop or a bop. And what I mean by that is that, like, it's going to either do really good or it's going to do really bad. I don't know. I think this set would just be like Destined Rivals or anything. It's going to be good, but nothing too crazy, as we see with the Prismatic Evolutions. You know, with that said, that was kind of nuts. I remember going to GameStop on Prismatic Evolutions release day, and I was like, bro, really? There's like 1,000 people in line. And I was like, okay, well, it's time to start the YouTube channel, because I can definitely make some good content during this time period. And I'm hoping I brought that to some of you guys today and throughout my lifetime. But yeah, that's my opinion of this set so far. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's wrap it up, guys, for today's video. Please go ahead and join the Discord chat, please. If you have not, I mean, I'm telling you when I say this, and I really never say this like to brag or flex about anything, but I'm very blessed for my community, and I really do appreciate everything you guys do. Just like subscribing, liking the video, joining the Discord, like, it means a lot to me, and it's really cool to see what we're creating, chat. It's really cool. You know, binary reveals and stuff like that's awesome, and it's awesome, chat. It's awesome. If you guys like to do like me to do like a binary reveal or anything like that, let me know. I'd love to do that. I think that'd be really sick. So keep that in mind. Have a great day, my friends. Keep collecting, investing, doing whatever you like doing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.